The game of life was all that Jim had ever known. Day after day, he cruised along in his little white car, following the orange brick road and doing whatever the hand with the cards decreed. Whenever he came to a stop, he had to follow the directions, whether it was to get married, have children, pursue a particular career, or buy a house. Jim and his wife Susie cruised blissfully along the road of life, unaware of the dark shadow that was slowly creeping across the land, threatening to destroy all that they held dear. As always, the great hand reached down to determine his next move, but this time, something went terribly wrong. Jim's entire world began to fall apart. He sped over to the source of the quake. Horror struck him as he realized that his wife was gone. She had been lost when the first tremors began. Without a will to live, Jim sped towards the edge of his now hopeless world and peered over the edge. He watched as his world was shaken to pieces and dove over the edge in a desperate attempt to escape his life. Suddenly, Jim found himself in another dimension, in a world entirely unfamiliar and strange. As he dug through the rubble of his former world, he found a familiar object, a white car. But it was too small. Behold, there, waiting for him, was his white car, just across the road.
All my friends know the low rider. The low rider.
He was glad that there were such friendly beings to welcome him to this new world. Jim decided to take a left and get a job. With eloquent speech, he explained that his card entitled him to be a doctor. She told him that the card was not accepted at her hospital. Jim left, a little disappointed, but still undeterred. As he approached the stop sign, he reminisced about the first time he met Susie. Suddenly, he looked up. There she was, Susie! He romantically whisked her away, but she was strangely resistant.
How it's laid to rest. It's enough.
Susie leapt out of the car and left him there, all alone. But we're married, Jim frantically gestured. As Jim pondered his life, he saw that the friendly man had appeared once again. As he came to the next stop, Jim realized that if he couldn't have a wife, he could still own a lovely house.
A little higher.
As he pulled up into the driveway, he realized that this was the house of his dreams.
My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine heading my way.
He walked up to the door and knocked with anticipation. It was Susie. She was waiting for him. But alas, he was rejected yet again.
Birds on my shoulder. It's the truth. It's
in the distance, he saw the friendly man yet again. Jim was too depressed to talk, so he drove away.
Wonderful feeling, wonderful day. Yes, sir.
Jim drove for hours until he reached a quiet place where he could think. He he sat and pondered the unexpected course his life had taken. As he pondered, the friendly man appeared once again. This time, he was not so friendly.
Everybody hurts sometimes. Sometimes everything is wrong.
A nice man, calling himself Plato, came to Jim's rescue.
Now it's time to sing.
Jim tried to explain to Plato about his former life, the way he had lived according to the will of the great hand, the cards, and the stop signs. Plato told him that these things were simply shadows of reality. He showed Jim real money and helped Jim to relate the shadowy objects of his former life to their real counterparts. Jim sat and pondered, then wondered, unable to fully grasp the depth of Plato's wisdom. Suddenly it hit him like a ton of bricks. He didn't have to play the game of life according to a predetermined path. He could make his own choices. He was free. Jim suddenly jumped into the air and danced a dance of victory.
My, oh my.
One evening, while Jim was playing the game of life with his new friends, he felt a sense of inner panic as he saw the hand reach for the dial, but he quickly realized that it, too, was only a shadow, and that this new reality was far preferable to the land of shadows in which he had once lived. And that concludes the story of Jim.
It's the truth. It's actual. Everything is satisfactual. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Wonderful feeling, wonderful day. Yes, sir. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day.
Oh, plenty of sunshine in the way. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay.
Mr. Bluebird's on my shoulder. It's the truth, it's actual.